Andrew Rother here, Top Student Athlete Recruiting. We're just going to quickly talk about updating your profile on the Productive Recruit website. That's obviously where we house our profiles that we send to coaches, and I send to coaches, you send to coaches. But it's really important we update it before every season, so coaches are getting accurate information. I'm going to share my screen and talk about my sample profile here. So when you go to your home screen, this is what it looks like. Any recent activity you've had. Even at the bottom, there's some Productive Recruit Academy, which walks you through how to use the profile to your advantage. There's a ton of great information there, but this is a little bit more specific. Within your profile, we just want to make sure everything's up to date, right? There's a little about me section. If you need to change that, do that. Um, it's a little personal statement, right? Make sure your academic information is up to date. You probably have a new GPA from last spring. Make sure that's up to date. Make sure your class rank is up to date if that's an important factor. Your ACT score if you have that. Any new athletic information, talking about your positions you're playing or things like that. Obviously, videos are up to date. You have new videos. If you have new videos, we can add them. If you need to give me some stuff for adding video, we can do that. This is probably a really important one is your events. That's your schedule. Put your game schedule in there. It can be a link to your high school or club schedule. If you have that, it can be individual games. You need to update it. You need to delete old ones. You need to add new ones. Make sure that's up to date. It helps coaches know when and where you're playing. It also helps me know when and where you're playing, so I can tell a college coach, "Hey, you should go see this player play. They're in your area." Those types of things. The other ones, not so worried about. Links are just like any articles you'd be in, photos. You don't really need that. Offers is what I don't believe in posting the offers you get, and eventually commitment. But you get a preview of it. You can kind of see what it looks like. Um, yeah, just making sure it's all up to date and you have the right information in there so you can tell a college coach your story. That's a really important part. Keep it up to speed. Lastly, is colleges, right? Making sure your college list is up to date. So you're going to have different lists or target lists, reach schools, safety schools, target schools. Here's my target list. It's random at this point, but if a school you're not interested in anymore, you want to delete them, you can take them out, right? Delete the target school. If you want to order them and rank them based on schools you're interested in, you can move schools up and down based on school. That's done re-ranking right now, but you can re-rank them, moving them forward and things like that. So that's an important piece of the puzzle. Um, but taking schools out that you're not interested in anymore, adding schools that you are interested in. If you want to add a school, you can certainly do that. You go to the search, right, and you add a school based on specific school you might be interested in. If I'm interested in Williams College, all right, I'm gonna maybe find Williams here and put a heart on them. All right, and add them to my target list, and they're gonna be a target school. I add them. So now Williams is in there, and I could be an option for me. So I can look at that option. So when I'm emailing coaches, I can just go to the list, and I can eventually, I'm going to that college, and I want to email that coach. I can compose an email. I can go to any of the contacts. I can send those coaches emails. I can send a template. We have a lot of templates that I've created here that you can just change up and add. So now it's automatically in there and you can send it out. Super simple. But I take advantage of everything this thing has to offer because there's a lot of opportunities to make your life a lot easier with Productive Recruit. We want to keep that going.